forehead shining brighter than my future. Okay, let's go. Oh, look who just joined us. Lily. She's in her Halloween dress, so she's very festive and fits right in with our channel. Ah! She just licked inside my mouth. Hello, my true crime junkies. Today, we're going in on a guy by the name of Robert Garrow, a paralyzed man that led police on a manhunt twice. Not once, twice. Let's break that down a little bit. Paralyzed, manhunt, twice. Crazy. Without further ado, let's jump on in. Garrow was born in Dannemora, New York in 1936. He reported having a difficult home life growing up, where physical abuse was regular, a story that was echoed by his siblings. We don't like how this is starting off already. His father was an alcoholic, and after a particularly brutal falling out, Garrow was sent to work on a farm at age 15. He later reported committing several acts of bestiality. You freaking nasty, leave my cows alone! Side note, I love cows. They're like giant puppies. After the farm, Garrow joined the US Air Force, but was court-martialed for stealing money and spent 6 months in military prison in Florida. Too bad they couldn't just keep him there, if only they knew what would come next. Garrow returned to New York in 1957, where he got married and had a son. However, his life did not improve. He was fired from a series of jobs, with a past colleague describing Garrow as a sadist. He was arrested for rape in 1961 and sentenced to 10 to 20 years. However, he got out in 7. He was paroled in 1968 to Syracuse, with officials believing that he was a model inmate that had been successfully rehabilitated. Eye roll. Oh my God. This manipulative charm that he was able to turn on is very psychopathic in nature. I go back and forth in thinking Garrow's a sociopath and psychopath. Sociopath in the sense that he's erratic and can't keep a job, and psychopath in the sense that he can mimic normal human behavior and deceive others. Now, of course, there's crossover between the two, like a general disregard for others and lack of empathy, but let me know in the comments below which one you think he is. Upon his release, he committed a series of rapes, and even worse, many of his victims were children. He was charged with molesting 2 young girls after kidnapping them from an ice cream stand around Memorial Day, which is an American holiday that typically falls around the end of May. On July 11th, the day before his scheduled court date, he raped and murdered 16-year-old Alicia Hawk and buried her body between his house and Syracuse University. Garrow failed to appear in court, and a warrant was issued for his arrest. Garrow was charged with crimes such as sexual abuse, attempted rape, and unlawful imprisonment. On July 14th, after being tipped off by his parole officer, Garrow traveled 2.5 hours northeast to a town called Weaverton to escape the law. Weaverton is located in the Adirondack Mountains. And I was dramatic and read that like that because all accounts keep saying tipped off. Like, what the heck? Why would you ever alert someone the police are coming for them? Of course they're gonna run, especially someone so dangerous as him. And that's the thing, no one knew just how dangerous Garrow was. There in Weaverton, he murdered a couple by the names of Daniel Porter and Susan Petts. Daniel's body was found by police 6 days later. He sustained 4 stab wounds. The search for Petts and the perpetrator continued. On July 29th, Garrow attacked 4 campers. Imagine thinking that you could take on 4 people at once. What is this, an 80s slasher film? Don't think so. But unfortunately, during the attack, he murdered a man by the name of Phil Domblewski. Knowing the survivors would quickly bring police, Garrow left his vehicle at a campsite and forced another camper to drive him out of the area. Surprisingly, it's accounted that he did not kill that camper. When police ran the abandoned car's license plate, they found out it belonged to Garrow. With Garrow's long rap sheet and subsequent mugshots, the survivors were able to positively identify their attacker. This is when the manhunt for Garrow began. This manhunt ended up being extremely difficult, as Garrow was a woodsman equipped with sharp survival skills. Say that 3 times fast. He could fish with little equipment and was knowledgeable enough to gather berries and mushrooms. In addition to hunting and gathering, he was also an opportunist, breaking into local hunting camps to steal food and clothes. He would travel parallel to roads, allowing him to elude capture as police were searching deeper in the woods. In hopes of capture, in addition to the normal shebang of roadblocks and heavily armed troopers, helicopters blasted message from Garrow's wife and son, urging him to give himself up. Silly coppers, Garrow doesn't give a hoot about anyone but himself, but that does pull at my heartstrings. It is so easy to overlook the pain that the killer's family goes through as well. On August 6th, he was spotted at a gas station, and on August 7th, authorities found out Garrow visited his sister's home in Witherby, about an hour northeast from the original campsite. On August 9th, police followed Garrow's nephew to a nearby thicket where Garrow was hiding. Bloodhounds were used to drive him out, but he ignored commands to surrender. He was shot, but remarkably survived. Bastard. Why are the evil ones always so tough? During the trial for the murder of camper Phil Domblewski, Garrow told his defense team that he murdered Alicia Hawk and Susan Petz. His lawyer kept this information a secret and planned to use the known location of the bodies to catch a plea. When that failed, Garrow was brought to the stand and he confessed. Garrow was convicted and sentenced to 25 years to life at Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora. Remember in the beginning of the video when I was puzzled how a paralyzed man could elude police and start a manhunt? Well, here's how. He faked paralysis after being shot during the manhunt and was wheelchair bound during his prison stay. Question, how does someone successfully fake paralysis? You would just have to tickle my foot and it would be game over. I think that speaks to his underlying motivations, and we should all expect something coming. In 1978, he was transferred to Fishkill Facility for elderly and handicapped inmates. Well, this is where things got interesting. He escaped prison that summer after his son smuggled a handgun. Complete nincompoop or a poor babe that was manipulated by a Satan of a father? I'm willing to guess a little both. Local minds were blown, all unable to grasp the same question. How does a paralyzed man escape a prison? A 3-day manhunt ensued and ended with Garrow's death. He was shot by a correction officer near the prison. Police were not playing around this time. Anywho, that is your true crime fix for this lovely Murder Monday. Be sure to stay tuned. We have videos coming out on Thursday and Saturday. Peace, love, and light.